Hey there everyone, I'm Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with another look at your forecast for this Wednesday afternoon. And in case you're hearing it, you're seeing it, it is really picking up with our storms across the Gulf Coast, especially here in Mobile County. Right now, that's Fox 10 News Studios in McGowan Park. That's right off I-65 and Government. And it is dark out there. I'm hearing that light, I'm hearing that thunder, and also seeing those constant flashes of lightning out there. So these are very active storms. We've seen some of that daytime heating that's led to further instability with this. And as we continue further into our day, we're going to see increased coverage of these showers, increased lightning activity, and also gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour are possible, but also we can't rule out any localized flooding in some places too. So make sure you're being careful in case you are heading out, because especially, let's go ahead and go back to that camera view right now. What we were seeing, this is, maybe you guys picked that up on my microphone just a little bit. We just had a very loud crack of thunder here at our studio. But taking a look outside right now, this is the Daphne camera. So this is going to be I-10. This is going to be cars heading towards the Eastern Shore side. You can really see low visibility out there. Those cars taking caution out there, driving slow. Just make sure in case you are heading out the door, these are very unpredictable. There you go. Wow, just saw a lightning strike on that camera view too. So yeah, these are active storms, seeing a lot of that lightning, but also low visibility. Normally you can see the downtown skyline from this view, so make sure you are using extreme caution if going outdoors, just because we are seeing a lot of this heavy rainfall and also some very slick roads and some slick streets out there. I do know that we have already had a couple of accidents so far today, so just make sure you are using caution. But let's go ahead and take a view of what we're seeing on our radar right now. This is the current view of the entire southeast. You can mainly see that we're seeing the bulk of this action right here in Mobile, but also in the Florida Panhandle heading further out east. Zooming in closer, you can really see the big picture of what we're seeing further towards the Florida Panhandle, including Okaloosa, Escambia counties, just seeing that rainfall. But zooming in closer right now towards Mobile and Baldwin counties, seeing a lot of that lightning activity. So it's very active out there. Make sure you're using extreme caution, but you're probably hearing a lot of this. Zooming in closer, Theodore, Dawes, McGowan Park, Rangeline, also Hollinger's Island and Irvington and Laurendine, just seeing a lot of this lightning, hearing it. Doug says it's starting in Daphne. Don't worry, Gregory, there is not a tornado warning currently in Tillman's Corner. Again, I'm going to go ahead and just go further to our alerts right now. No warnings out there. So in case you are tuning in, nothing severe currently on the radar. No warnings, not even a severe thunderstorm warning. We're just seeing that heavy rain, that constant lightning, and some gusty winds in the picture. So again, no warnings currently in place. The only warnings that we're currently seeing is going to be a marine warning, and that's going to be for Mobile Bay right now. So this is just going to be cautious if you are in the water, or if you know anyone out boating, that this is not going to be the best time to be out on the water. Also, water spouts definitely still possible heading into today, so that's going to be offshore or in Mobile Bay too. So just water spouts possible, but again, no current warnings on the map. Let's go ahead and flip to advisories, because we do have some of those, and that's going to be aerial flood advisories. This one's going to be a very broad portion. It's going to include Clark, Conecuh, Escambia, and Monroe counties. Also, there is one for Mobile County too. This will be in effect until 4:15 p.m. That just means that any of those low-lying areas do have the potential to flood. So just be cautious in case you're on those roads or just traveling out into low-lying areas, especially on those roads, because I do know that we have some roads that are prone more to flooding. So make sure you're driving safe. Make sure if those wipers are on, those headlights are on too, not just for your safety, but also so that other drivers can see you, because it becomes very difficult to see others in these low visibility situations. So just make sure you have on those headlights, because that also illuminates your taillights too. Just reading some of the comments here. I want to say hello, Juanita. Hello, Lynn. Stella says it's really bad in Spanish Fort. Doug says that starting in Daphne. Also, Quentin says power is out in Daphne. Yes, power outages very possible with some of these storms as they continue to push on through. Again, these are very active, and these power outages, this can be caused by the winds, but also the lightning or even the rain. So it's just all these factors come into play. So in case you are watching and you're just hanging out, make sure you are charging your device, your social device, or just anything that you need to be charged to help get some of these alerts in case you are in a severe warned area. Again, we're mainly just looking at the potential for some severe thunderstorm warnings today. It's going to be those gusty winds really coming into play, along with that frequent lightning too. Let's see, reading more. Amanda asked, how long will it last in Mobile? The potential for some of these storms pushing on through, they diminish after sunset. So this will go on heading into this afternoon and this early evening hours. We can go ahead and take a look at our future cast right now just to get a better idea of the timing and what it's looking like. So we're at 3 p.m. right now. You can see some of the areas, just seeing some of that heavier rainfall. Continuing further on into the evening, we still have these rain showers and these thunderstorms sticking around by 5 p.m. Now again, this is going to be the future cast. It's not going to show the exact area of where we're going to see these storms. So it's just showing the broad idea that it is scattered and that it is a pretty wide coverage. So most areas going to be seeing rain still at this point by 5 p.m. Continuing on towards 6 p.m., still seeing a lot of these. So if you're heading home during this time, it will be a wet commute out there. Just make sure you have that umbrella handy already. In case you're in a clear zone right now and it's out in your car, go get it now while you can, because it will be a wet commute for your drive home heading into this evening. But once we get towards sunset, 8 p.m., we're really starting to clear out then. Again, these storms, they thrive on that instability that daytime heating creates. So that's why we always see these active in the afternoon. That's when we reach our peak heating for the day, and also when we see our daytime highs. That's when these storms really start to thrive. Heading into overnight, though, we are completely clear. So by 8 p.m. is when we'll really start to see that clearing out, and by the time these storms start to push on out as well. Checking out current conditions, we're going to look at Mobile and Pensacola because we're seeing those storms in Mobile. Current temperatures at 88 degrees, Pensacola at 75. Just starting to see those winds pick up slightly here in Mobile. Those dew points still staying muggy out there. So it feels like temperatures are still feeling very warm out there. I was taking a quick look right here at this Daphne camera because you can really start to see just what those conditions are looking like with that low visibility that is currently pushing across. So I just really want to point out that it is very dangerous conditions in case you are driving out and you cannot drive in this situation. So just make sure that you're using caution, that these are wet roads. So just make sure that you're driving safe. Again, all these cars taking it slow, have on their headlights. That's a great sight to see just in case you are heading out anytime soon. Also seeing a lot of those low hanging clouds as well out there. So just wanted to take a quick picture back at that. Also, we kept seeing lightning on that camera view earlier. So these are the current conditions right now. I want to go ahead and take a look at the heat indices because you can really see the difference temperature gradient for what we're seeing further out towards Pascagoula. 107 degrees for that feels like temperature. So just where we're missing some of those storms, it's feeling hot out in Pascagoula. But further towards Milton, Destin, we're feeling like we're in the 70s. So it's feeling a lot better in some areas that are seeing a lot of these storms. So you're getting a lot of that rain, hearing that thunder and lightning, but at least it's cooling things off just a little bit. Heading into the rest of today, we are continuing to see those temperatures just start to cool down into the 80s. Luckily, we did have that daytime high in the 90s. It wasn't nearly as hot, and so that's also why we did not have that heat advisory in place for today. Whenever heat indices get up to 108 degrees, that's what warrants that heat advisory. But with these storms being higher in that amount that we saw for today, then we didn't have that heat advisory in place, and we didn't reach as hot as temperatures. Going back to our sweeping radar right now, let's go ahead and just check in on some of these storms. Also, one thing that I was messing around with earlier is that lightning count. I really like to see this just to show how active these storms are. This is going to be for the past 30 minutes that we're seeing. Just as for Mobile County, that's 680 lightning strikes just in the past 30 minutes alone. So what we're continuing to track here is very frequent lightning within these storms. Again, it's being loud, and in case you're outdoors, when thunder roars, go indoors, because that is the biggest thing that you need to keep in mind in these, because I was running out to my car earlier and it was striking all around me, and that's just not really the best situation to be putting yourself in during these storms. Zooming in closer to just some of the areas, continuing to see some of these Gulf Crest, Citronelle getting very active with these storms, along with Georgetown. Saraland, Satsuma is being more active earlier. Luckily right now you're just looking at some of that rainfall. Moving further down Midtown though, heading out towards the Mobile Regional Airport, Dawes, Cottage Hill, Leroy Stevens, really starting to see some of this heavy rainfall within it. I'm going to go back to the 24-hour rain totals. This lags just a little bit, so this will be a much better picture within the next hour. Again, this lags just slightly, so we're continuing to see some of that rain in these areas near Milton. Just shy of 2 inches. Pensacola so far 2 inches. Here in Mobile, it was showing 0 earlier. There we go, picking up ½ an inch so far. But again, within the next hour, this will really start to show what we're seeing in terms of these storms. I saw some, Quentin said it's called Pop-Up Storm Karen. I like that. And then Amber's also saying off Whispering Pines and Daphne, the power is out. Unfortunately, Rel, this will not be over by 3 p.m. We're looking at it really starting to clear out by 8 p.m. Lisa asks, is it heading to Foley? Yes, Foley has the full potential to start to see some of these storms. Again, they start to just form wherever they are, and they tend to just stick around there. So that's why we have that aerial flood advisory, is that they just kind of typically stick around, stay there, and bring that constant rainfall to those areas. I'm going to go ahead and check out that last hour of the sweep just to put it on a loop, just so you can see. Let's do 3 hours actually. There we go. Let's check out that loop just so you can start to see, there we go, how these storms form and how they just kind of stay there. They don't really move much. So Mobile County continuing just to see these active storms hanging around in that area, and that's also what's going to lead to that localized flooding. So remember, just be cautious in case you are driving out there, because we will start to see ponding water on the roadways within that area. Also want to touch on the wind risk for today. We do have that 5% chance of a wind risk. With this, that just means that we do have the potential for some stronger winds, again, gusts up to 40 miles per hour possible. I'm sure a lot of folks had the trash day today, so make sure that in case that trash truck already came around, that you are bringing those trash cans inside, because you do not want those to end up down the street or anything else that could easily blow away within these conditions. Quentin also says that the power has been out for 30 minutes in Daphne. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and after this look just to see how many power outages we currently have, just to get an update on what is currently going on the Eastern Shore, and to see if anywhere else is having any of those power outages. Shelley also says that it's real bad in Fowl River. So yeah, just getting another look at the radar right now. I'll probably leave this up even after I finish this Facebook Live on our Fox 10 News now. So feel free just to go there in case you do want to look at an updated version of that radar. Also, just a reminder that our Fox 10 News app also has this radar view currently present, and you can mess around with it and zoom in closer to where you are. So it's a great radar to have, and it can give you a better idea of what you're currently seeing in your area. But yeah, just keep in mind that this is what the biggest threats we have for today. It's going to be that heavy rainfall, the localized flash flooding, frequent lightning, and also those gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour. So those are going to be the main risks that we're looking at for today. We are under a marginal risk. That's going to be that 1 out of 5 risk zone. So some things to keep in mind. Make sure you're charging your devices, because power outages are very likely within some of these storms. And that's all I have for you guys for this update for right now. Again, I'll still be at the station and keeping you updated if anything else happens currently. But what we're continuing to see is just these storms as they continue to make their way on through. Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith will be here any minute to help also keep an update for all the folks out there. So we'll keep you updated here at Fox 10 News. The news will begin at 4 p.m. Again, we'll have all of the latest election coverage from last night, just a recap of that, and also anything else that's been going on across the Gulf Coast for all news-related stories. So again, have a great Wednesday, everyone. Make sure you're staying dry out there, staying safe out there. And if you're in Pascagoula, I guess make sure you are staying cool out there. Again, we'll keep you updated here on Fox.